Hey, hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a specifically very sweet and cherished thing in my heart, and I am so excited to not only officially announce, because if you pay attention in my other videos you will see like here and there a ring is on my finger, and that is because I got engaged and I'm getting married. I cannot believe that this point in my life has actually come now, because in the back of my mind there's always this dream to find somebody that you just mesh with and somebody that is your person and to start a life with them and start a family with them. I was always so grateful and thankful for whatever season I was in life, and I think that having dreams for your life can coincide with gratitude for where you are right now. And now here I am engaged and planning a wedding, and it is crazy. If you don't already know, my fiance's name is Max, and we have been dating for 4 years already, but with 2 extra years of just knowing each other in history before that. Yeah, it happened in November, on November 8th. I specifically didn't really want to post anything or say anything or even just like announce anything, because I really loved the fact that we had all of our closest and dearest friends with us there. Well, at least everyone that could have made it, but it was a complete surprise. I just wanted it to stay something like so close to us, and I wanted it to stay between everybody who has been there and who was there that day. And then after the whole thing happened, we actually went back to my house and there was a huge engagement party waiting for us. It was just the sweetest thing ever. So I'm going to leave that here for now. I wanted to specifically make like a really cute montage. I hope you guys enjoy it.
You guys do it like us.
No, next time.
Show us.
Got you convinced, huh?
Max, what are you, rich? Oh my gosh.
Is he?
Aw.
Max, look at this left. Shots. Right hand. Stop. And then
Wait, back up, guys.
What the heck? How's this real?
Yeah, you're right.
Wait, Max. I see you. Oh, wait. No. More photo. Yes! This is mine. How does she know though? Like, where you from? Huh? How does she know?
That day was probably one of the sweetest days I can ever remember, and it started with all of us and our big group of friends. We wanted to do a big Yosemite trip for actually a while because Max actually had gone on a Yosemite trip the year prior and I couldn't make it, and I was so devastated and I was so sad. So we made this entire thing happen and we were so excited just to go and stuff. So we met up at my house at like the crack of dawn and we all drove out, like carpooling and everything, to Yosemite. And then we got there. I was speaking with one of Max's friends. I mean, I was telling him like, wow, it's really beautiful out here. Like, it's almost too beautiful, and there's so many of us that like there's no way that somebody isn't getting proposed to. I did not think it was me. I thought it was our friend, Max's other friend, who had his girlfriend there and her 2 siblings. So I thought everything was planned out, and I was like, oh my gosh, this girl's getting engaged today. It can't be not that. And he was like, yeah, sure, like I don't know, maybe. It was just so funny because on the drive there had been moments where Max told me like later, and his friends told me later, that Max had the ring and he had to pass the ring to his friend sitting in the front seat to hide it. I was sleeping at that time, and I'm like, that's crazy that I was just sleeping and you guys did that. And every step that Max would like tell me what happened after that or before that, and like everything to plan this out was just so filled with intention and so filled with love. I guess true intentionality, and it just made me break down multiple times because I'm like, how did I deserve this, you know? We just explored Yosemite. We went everywhere. We went on like little mini hikes, we went on a mini trail, we saw like horses and stuff, and I was personally really excited about the horses. So I wanted to talk, I wanted to like pet them, I wanted to like talk to the owners about them and stuff, and we were, but then Max was like, okay, we have to go and catch the sunset. And I was like, it's okay, like if anything, like that's okay, like I think it'll be beautiful regardless if we see the sunset or not. And he was like, I know, but we have to get our whole group going. And I was like, okay, that's okay. So we said bye to the horses. So yeah, that was the plan going into it, and we already kind of knew that that was like the plan when we meet up at our like little roadside spot. Yeah, little did I know that when we got there, Max's friend's girlfriend was actually in on it and already knew. And so to me, I was thinking, wow, she's gonna get engaged today, most likely, like they're setting up something over there. And I'm like, wow, this is so cute. And I was kind of just like suspicious the whole day. I was like, guys, this is really beautiful, like you need my help with anything? Okay, I got you. Little did I know that she was actually in on it, and she was pretending like not to notice or anything. And so we got to the field and it was absolutely gorgeous, so beautiful. All our friends have hobbies of like filming or photography or anything like that, and it wasn't really like surprising or suspicious that everybody had their cameras out and stuff because it's beautiful, and everybody had been filming everything the whole day, so it just didn't cross my mind whatsoever. Yeah, and so the sun started setting, and then we were like, let's go take group photos. So I was like, okay, let's go take group photos. So we all were taking group photos. I remember distinctly like looking at the view and just kind of thinking about engagements and stuff, and my heart would start beating so fast. I like, to the point where I started getting nauseous. Like I was literally thinking like, imagine if this was for me. Like it just like imagine, wow, like this would have been so beautiful and amazing. And I was like, okay, this is not about you, calm down. I don't know, I always tell everybody like my heart was beating like it was for me, but I didn't think that it was. And I feel like that was just a really cute, like almost like a little sign of like, no, this was for you and your heart already knew it, you know? It's already January and it happened in November, and I'm like still gonna cry just at the thought of it. But we started taking couple photos, and that was really cute. And then we went up for our couple photos. I started walking down because I was like, okay, let's move out of the way. And then he tugged me back to him. I was like, what are you doing? Why are you tugging me back? Like, let's go, like everybody else has to take their turn. He just said my name and I was like, no, and I just started bawling. It's so funny because I cry on this channel pretty often just from books and stuff like that, but like crying from something like this is like so different. Yeah, he just said my name and I was like, no, like no you're not, this is not happening, there's no way, what the heck, like I can't, it's nothing's computing. He had like a specific vision for what he was gonna say. He likes to kind of state his intentions, and he likes to kind of prepare me for what is gonna happen next, because he doesn't really like where people, if you're just like standing there and then like you just get on your knee and you say, will you marry me? He likes to kind of like mentally prepare like, hey, this is a big thing that's happening and like we need to stay present, and like, are you ready? So what he said my name, and then he said, I'd like to propose to you right now. And I was like, no you're not. And I didn't even notice, I didn't even know until watching back, but like I just like instinctively like I was like, nope. And then he would like tug me back to him, and I was like, there's no way this is happening, like what the heck. And then he like held me and he was like, are you ready? Like, are you ready for this? And I literally was like, like crying. I'm like, yes, I am. And then he got on his knee and he was like, will you marry me? And I was like, ah. And I just remember like seeing him there, and I was like, I gotta give him a hug. Like, I can't stand up here by myself, you know, like I need to go down there with him, you know, like I can't just be up here by myself. We got up and he was like, they said yes. And I was like, yeah. Our friends, like, they bring out like this huge bouquet of lilies, which was like, has been my favorite flower for years and years and years. He knew that, and so he asked his friends to get like this beautiful huge bouquet of lilies. And I was like, if they have a bouquet of lilies, that means that they've had it for the whole time, and that means that they've all been knowing about this. That means that this was all planned and intentionally, like, with me and for me in mind. I was just like, I'm just like flabbergasted. But and then all our friends came up to hug us. I'm crying. I mean, obviously I know I'm crying. Yeah, I see my sister and she had no idea, because she, in the cutest way, can't keep a secret. And so Max was like, I just need it to be a surprise for her too, because she will blurt it out in the randomly in the day. So she was really happy that she didn't know until it happened. So I see her, we just start crying, and I'm like hugging her, and then I see my best friend, and then we start crying. And I was like, this is one of those moments that you hear about all the time, and like you see the two girls that have been by your side for like everything, and who share similar dreams with you. And like just early in the year, my best friend also got engaged. 1 or 2 weeks later, my sister got engaged. So like everything just kind of fell into place so beautifully this last year. But yeah, just like seeing my best friend and my sister, I was like I was just bawling, and I was like, I can't believe that this is like happening. Just seeing everybody that I love, and like seeing that they all were in on it. And then our friend, he runs to the car and he comes out with a bottle of champagne, and he's like, yeah, and he's like running. And then it actually like, it ended up popping on its own because of the pressure change. But one of Max's best buddies, the one that I thought was gonna get engaged, he was like, we were in on it, we already knew. And I was like, what the heck, like this is crazy. And then he went with his girlfriend, and they went and like continued cooking all the ramen and stuff for everybody, and boiling the ramen to like the water to pour into the ramen. And our dear friend Paul, he didn't even know, I don't think he even knew like really what was happening, but he asked Max if he can like come and join us, and he was like, yeah, of course. Then Max told him like, hey, by the way, this will be happening. And then Paul was like, do you want me to bring my camera? I'm like, no, that's okay, but like if you want to bring your camera, go for it. And so when that happened, he was like, hey guys, let's do a quick photo shoot. And so we did a photo session, and I was like, Max truly has created like such a, and I always tell him this, but he's created such a beautiful group of friends and a beautiful circle of friends that truly care about him and that he truly cares about. And I just have never felt more special. I've never felt like more special, even like for Max specifically too, that like all his friends would just like drop whatever they're doing and plan it all together. Like all the guys plan it, no girls in it, just the guys. And I'm like, how sweet is it that these guys would keep this secret and plan it with you and for you, and do their best to get everything there and everyone there, and just like have a day to do this. I still look at Max sometimes and I'm like, we're gonna get married. Like, we're going to get married. Like, we are officially in that stage of life, and like so many of our friends have been getting married, and so interesting like seeing it from their side. And I'm like, okay, wow, this is like really beautiful for them. And then like being in it is a whole different thing, and just kind of like coming together and deciding what you want for a wedding. We ate our ramen, and it was like the most delicious ramen ever. And we all just talked after like eating our ramen, and everyone's telling their side of the story, and I'm telling my side of the story, and just talking about that. And then like, you know, obviously talking about other stuff. And then we were on our way home, and in the car I was still like, I'm like this the whole time. I'm like, I can't believe this is like actually what just happened. On the drive home, I'm like, we're all chatting, and I'm like, you guys planned all this, like this is real, and we're going home, and like what the heck. And then we get home, we walk in, and everybody that beat us to our house first is in there. And like other people that couldn't make it to Yosemite with us, they set up a whole party for us at home. And so we come in, and it's like beautiful, like sparkly decorated, and there's a table sitting there for us, and all of like other important people in my life are just standing there. And I'm just like, what the heck? And I start crying. I see my mom and my dad, and I'm like, man, something about seeing your mom and your dad when something like huge and beautiful happens in your life, it's just like, they obviously know like so many sides of me, and like they obviously know me so well, and so it's just, they know that that's been on my heart, and they know that like that's been my dream for so long. I almost forgot to show my ring, but this is my ring. Max and I had been on the hunt. It probably took me a whole year to really decide what I like. Everything that I gravitated towards actually started out with having a lot of side diamonds on the band and a lot of like extra diamonds and stuff, but then I got a promise ring with side diamonds, and it made my hands hurt right here. Like my fingers hurt really bad because I hold my hand like this a lot, and so it just made me feel kind of like overstimulated. Yeah, it just gave me like little dents in my fingers. I realized that I did not like the side diamonds for an engagement ring. We went on to solitaire and everything with a prong setting he didn't really love the look of because it just didn't feel quite us. Like it didn't feel quite unique enough for him, so he's like, maybe we could try finding something else. So we were always on the hunt, and I was always kind of looking here and there, and then he randomly sends me a screenshot of like, I guess like a mock-up, a bezeled marquee, and I was like, I've never seen that ring ever. So I check on Pinterest and I was like, this is probably one of the most beautiful rings that I've ever seen, and it's beautiful and it looks heirloom worthy, and it just looks so like stable and secure, and I feel like this one I wouldn't be scared to wear, where other ones I would be scared to like tug things and like get things snagged on them and stuff like that. Thank God, because I feel like this is you and me in a ring, and I was like, perfect, perfect, perfect. And so yeah, that's just kind of how we picked it out, and I feel like that is the most beautiful way to pick it out, like for me at least. Like that was like one of the most special things, is like, wow, we couldn't like see anything like that we both liked equally, and then he chose this one and he's like, what do you think about this one? And I was like, ah. So yeah, just like that choosing, even I'm like, he knows me, you know, he knows. So yeah guys, anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna be getting married guys, and I'm gonna become a wife, and I'm so excited. I also think that it's extra special that I started my YouTube channel last year in the beginning of the year in January, and I think it's just like crazy because like I obviously had no inkling, no thought, no clue that I would get engaged by the end of the year. I thought like maybe 1 more year, maybe 2 more years even. Like I just was not really like putting a crazy timestamp on it. I was just like, we'll see what happens, honestly. And so I think it's really sweet that like you kind of see me go through like these different months. If I'm honestly speaking, like the beginning of 2025 was so hard. It was probably one of like the biggest life changes of our family, and it was just like as a family and as an individual, like it was probably one of the most like difficult times of my life, not in our life, and just kind of like a really big switch up happened. And now I look back at all the videos that I filmed, and I even made like a little YouTube short for it, because I was just getting so nostalgic and emotional of like, this is just the first year that I've been doing this, and honestly helped me so much, and just kind of like being able to do things that I still love when you're going through something really hard beneath the surface, and when you're going through something that's just like finding peace and finding things that have grounded us throughout the year, and then just seeing like all of that come into getting engaged and like starting the next phase of our lives. I was like, 2025 was an absolute wreck, but an absolute beauty. It'll be one of those years that I just remember for a long time because of just like how it started versus how it ended, and I think that that's so beautiful. And I'm just like, I'm literally holding back tears right now. I'm like trying not to cry. I will be documenting the journey of wedding planning and wedding prep, and so hopefully, you know, if you guys have any tips or anything like that for wedding planning and wedding makeup, wedding hair, anything like that, I will be documenting a lot of the process. I am so excited to start this journey and to document everything and just to look back on it later, and I am excited to go dress shopping. I've already started the process of trying to figure out my wedding makeup and just see what like sits the best throughout the day, what feels the best on my skin, what looks better after I've cried. Yeah, just finding what feels like me and Max. If you've already watched a couple of my videos, and if you kind of like already have subscribed this last year, thank you so much, and I hope that you guys can feel the joy and like feel how much I love making these videos, and like how much it like makes me so happy and excited to make videos. Like I hope that you can feel that through the camera and like through the video if you're new here and stuff, because I am obviously a very new channel, so it'll be, the majority of people will be new, but if you are just tuning in, thank you so much. Yeah, we have a lot of fun stuff to do for 2026, and I have a lot of things that I want to film, lots of things that I want to do. Without further ado, I have a wedding to plan. So I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.